Being lapped by another car is never a positive situation for a driver, especially if the driver is your teammate. McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo found himself in this predicament recently when teammate Lando Norris lapped him in Monaco. Onboard footage showed that Lando Norris waved at Ricciardo when he passed him. Some have suggested that this was meant in a belittling manner. Norris has now shut down such claims and explained the purpose of his wave while speaking on his Twitch channel. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, did Norris wave sarcastically at Ricciardo when lapping him? Norris gave his opinion on the suggestion that his wave had an ulterior motive. I see so many of you make up absolute crap and nonsense as usual. He then explained why he waved. Anytime someone lets me pass for a blue flag, anyone, if they get out of the way properly, and they should, I put my hand up and say thanks, alright? I'm saying thanks. He also added that Ricciardo wasn't the only one he waved at in Monaco. I waved to freaking everyone, Mazepin, Schumacher, Danny, whoever I passed and they got out of the way, I put my hand up and say thanks, right? He signed off by reiterating that people should not read too much into any of this. So don't just notice one when I friggin' pass Danny and then think I'm doing something that I'm not, alright? Let me just get that point across because I see a lot of stories that people make up. Fast feed. Aston Martin team principal Otmar Safnauer thinks that for low-rate cars, flexible wings make an average difference of a couple of tenths per lap approximately. However, there are tracks where you don't benefit at all, while elsewhere it might be half a second. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner feels that Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has had it far too easy for the last 7 years. It's about time he had something to do, added Horner. He further hopes that it goes all the way to the wire. That's what the fans want to see, and what they have been crying out for, although he doesn't know if his nerves could take it. Horner is also of the opinion that they're tremendously useful to Liberty Media and F1 because they could gear up to supply other teams if required, as manufacturers tend to come and go. To have an independent engine builder like Red Bull Powertrains is attractive to Liberty. He also revealed how they had to start working on their own engine as Mercedes wouldn't supply one and Renault didn't want to supply one, so it didn't leave them with a lot of choice. He further joked that they've got to get on with it and make Toto rue that decision. Maybe one day Toto will need an engine from Red Bull. Alpine CEO Marcin Budkowski feels that their competitors made the most of the race in Monaco, especially those behind them. He also suggested that both his drivers struggled, but the difference was in the fact that Esteban was able to get his tyres to work in Q1 and Fernando wasn't. Ferrari's Carlos Sainz has cautioned that his podium in Monaco doesn't mean they can fight for pole or the podium with Mercedes and Red Bull now. He thinks Mercedes and Red Bull are still ahead of Ferrari. This weekend is a bit hard to digest because you don't know when the next opportunity will present itself. Retired F1 driver Felipe Massa thinks that Carlos Sainz fits well with the team from Maranello, and he has to keep dreaming of the highest achievable now as well. As a driver, you have to keep on believing. In Charles Leclerc, he has an excellent teammate who has a bright future ahead of him. That completes the picture for Ferrari, added Massa. Red Bull's Sergio Perez hopes that he can put a strong qualifying together in Baku because they've proved that their race pace is right up there with the best. They just have to improve their Saturdays and then they should be fine. The only thing McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel wants to say is that this was clearly a one-off livery. And about plans for the future, he can't say anything at the moment. Was Ferrari's Monaco pace only a one-off performance? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.